Hey y'all, welcome back to Sitting with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is Wake, Bake, and Make, but like in an abstract way. We're gonna talk about mobile business models because, as we know, everything that's happening right now, people are losing their jobs, forced into different areas, forced migrations, right? Um, Whatever, all of it. I just saw the other day too that women aren't going to be able, or like grants are not going to be, like federal grants aren't going to be awarded to anybody who has the word woman or education or like female. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, I was really banking on some grants this year. Last year I was really banking on setting up a nonprofit. So it seems like a lot of those options are not going to be options anymore, which is absolutely crazy. Um, but in the meantime, in between time, um, I would say to at least establish yourself as some sort of business so that you can find ways around these things. And I would do it in this moment. So I want to share a little bit about my stuff. I'm not like a rich bitch because of the business that I have. I don't really make money. I'm in a stage of investing. But for me, having an LLC, having my name on an LLC, having a lot of projects underneath it feels really good as far as security, even if it's not bringing in the money that I need it to at this point. Eventually, it will. Rude. Anyway, um, tattoo gun is delayed. Anyway, so when I was figuring out, so I like started having a business in LA. It's really easy to get a business license in LA. You just have to like fill out a piece of paper and I think pay a fee. And so I established Happy Healing Essentials. When I think about business, I don't think I really do this in terms of others. That's why I wanted to make a video about it because um, my motivating factor for starting my own business is not working for someone else. Point blank, period. I cannot work for other people. I am a leader. I do not take direction very well at all. I don't respect authority, um, especially if it's over me. I cannot be micromanaged. I think outside the box. I do things outside the box. Yeah, mainstream corporate world is not for me. Been there, done that, tried it. So, when I launched Happy Healing Essentials, the most important thing you need is like a dope ass name. I always like names that can be turned into acronyms because I think that can just be really catchy. Um, like A Future for All is my LLC, but it could be AFA if I wanted it to be. I don't really want it to be, but you know. I like to think about things like that. So, the whole thing about all of this is really think about what skills you have, what you enjoy doing when you're thinking about creating a business. Think less about others and more about something that you can do passionately without losing steam. Okay? That's my biggest advice. Again, I'm not like, I'm not in the Forbes list or anything, please, by any means. I am living in poverty, okay? But I do have an LLC and a bunch of other projects under that. So, I think where I am right now, my business can flourish. If I chose to leave this place geographically, my business would also be able to flourish. That is the main thing I think when I talk about mobile business models. Being able to pick up and move somewhere else if you're either forced to or have to or want to or need to, whatever the case may be, having a business that can be successful in more than one area even like in a nomadic style, is very important. And with the internet, it's very, very possible, not only possible, but it's absolutely accessible to do that way. So, when so I have land. Okay, so under A Future for All, I have a few projects. So A Future for All is my LLC umbrella. I was going to nonprofit my two other projects to receive more grants or federal funding. However, in the current climate and under this administration slash for the rest of the future, we don't know if that's even going to be a possibility. Like I said, they're cutting these funds. We all know this. Okay, we all know what's going on with the Treasury Department and the ways in which money is being cut. So when we create business, or business model or whatever, community, ways in which we want to show up in our communities or whatever, doing so under the table is coming through, but like that's not the correct word, but you know what I mean when I say that. Doing so without regulation from them, right? Thinking about how to be as free and liberated as possible within a business model is essential in these times. So I have land, and that's the Home Free Homestead, and I want to build that up to be a mother community refuge for mothers and single children, or single mothers, excuse me, children, single mothers and children, and animals as well, right? So I was gonna be like, oh, that'd be a great nonprofit. Okay. And then we, as you know, are not living on our land right now. We moved into town. So then I pivoted and I created some stuff in town. But the model I created in town, the Community Resilience Exploring Art Through Experience, which is an open art space. And how I did that was like, okay, what do I have an abundance of? What do I like to do? How can I make that like a lucrative experience while also providing a fun environment for others, and as well as getting my son social skills that he desperately needs as an autistic child, right? So whatever it is that you're deciding to do, know that making money should not be your motivating factor. It should be something you're passionate about, something you already have, an abundance of things that you can already add to it, right? Like, so you don't need to start something brand new and then like invest, thousands of dollars into something. Look around. What do you already have? What can you put towards that? How can you build a model? So like this Create, sure, it's great for this community, and it's also going to travel with me if I choose to leave, right? The land, that can't really travel with me. The Home Free Homestead is still that idea that is rooted in this geographic location. However, I still have A Future for All LLC if I choose to go somewhere else or whatever, right? So I want you to understand that. As far as finding funding for projects, even if the government stops funding grants for women-owned businesses, I was just looking these up because this is that process I am in right now. I need to get some grant funding for a few big projects I have that I want to do. And I don't want to limit myself to this area at this time. I am here. I feel like we're going to stay here. I like it here. I almost said love, but that's a little excessive. I like it here. We have a chill life, but I'm bored. I'm going to keep it so fucking real with you. I'm bored. So in the future, I would like to be able to travel and take my business with me and make money while traveling, right? Like I'm saying, a mobile business model. So the Create is a business model that's great for this community, and a lot of other things came from that. College classes, workshops, birthday party stuff. I have a lot of ideas. However, it also takes people to want to give into that, right? In this community, I don't know, I think I got blacklisted for being a pagan or something. I don't care. But people, I don't know what was said about me, I don't know what happened, but like people aren't responsive to the space anymore. I had to set some firm boundaries with people, and I think that got around. And a lot of people grew up here, a lot of people are from here, and so I'm an outsider. Not only am I an outsider, I'm an outsider from California in Arizona, right? I'm a single mom. A lot of these people are very religious. They believe that men should be the head of household, right? And that's not my jam. So anyway, all that to say is one of the reasons I'm bored is because it takes, in order to have business, it takes, I don't want to say customers, but it takes reciprocity. It takes some sort of incoming, as well as giving, right? It takes that. And so that has really fallen off in this town. Again, small town, people talk, people, don't like me anymore. Whatever, I don't care. I'm not taking it personally. I know I'm very different. I know my ideas are radical. I know my political stance is not the norm here. I'm not really worried about it. All that to say is, one of the things I did when I was creating all of this was make sure, because Niall and I have moved so much, because I don't really like staying in one spot too long, even though I was really trying to put roots down here, still am to a certain degree, but I've also kind of accepted that, like, maybe this isn't it. Maybe I am supposed to do something else. I don't really care. And that's another thing. When you are doing a business model, try and make it as flexible as you need it to be, as flexible as you want it to be, right? If you're a nomadic spirit, set something up that can travel with you, that can be something no matter where you go. The things that I've created with Create, that would be an amazing situation no matter where I go, right? I don't need my own building for it. I've gotten things really organized and, efficient in the materials and stuff. So it's not something that, like, I need to have a brick and mortar for. I would love that. But again, without community support, that's never going to happen. So maybe this isn't the right space for it, right? I also have this bridge of both of those projects underneath the Future for All LLC, the Home Free Homestead and Create. If this is the place, if this is where I am supposed to be putting roots down, I am seeking that clarity right now. But right now, it's just not a good time to be making drastic changes, I don't think, unless we are forced to, right? Unless our states are passing laws against our own. I just don't. If we're comfortable where we are right now, I feel like it's a good time to just kind of sit it out, chill out, build community and do things. But again, a lot of people are being forced to migrate for whatever reason, natural disaster, these policies, living wages, whatever it is. So, my advice, again, I'm not lucrative in this, but I think that time is more important than money, and my ability to do whatever the fuck I want with my time. I had someone ask me a few months ago, they're like, what do you do? And I should have said whatever the fuck I want, but I said I have my own business. And and I've been thinking about that because I'm like, I do whatever the fuck I want. I have time. I just painted my nails, right? I have, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I just reheated some pizza and ate it. Like, I'm not limited, and that's the reason I have my own business. Sure, it's not that successful in terms of money, but in the brain project that it has become, in the ways in which other opportunities have opened up, festivals, college classes, like other things, right? So, like, while I'm not as rooted as I would like to be here with the ideas, with the long-term growth I see at this time, it's not yet there. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's time to move on. But I have big fucking goals. I have big fucking plans. I have expensive projects that I need to do in order to make these things, right? So again, you're going to be investing a fuck ton more into your business than you are going to be receiving in for probably the first few years after you've established. But the most important thing is to build a model that is something you're passionate about, something you want to do. And then also utilizing social media or the interweb or, you know, print on design or whatever. Utilizing that stuff. That stuff is, I really need help with all of that. I haven't gotten the help I need with that. I've tried so many times to have a website. It's just not for me. I would need someone to run a website. I would need people to help me with all of that. So I just don't do it. And it's probably really lacking my business. I understand that. But it's not one of my strong points. It's not in my skill set. So, anyway, I just wanted to share in case people are. I feel like I'm going to put this on the What's Your Calling readings as well, because I think we need to be more creative about the ways in which we show up to the world, the ways in which we make money, the ways in which we build community, the ways in which we support ourselves and others, and our children, right? The ways that we want the future generations to also have a model of something different so that they know it can be different, you know? All right. I just wanted to end it here. It's okay to not know what's coming. It's okay to, you know, be in a space of flow. It's okay to not have all the answers. What's important, again, is doing what you want. Making the time, having the time to do what you want, and living within your means as well is incredibly important. Whatever that looks like for you. Buying secondhand, you know, living within your means is important for having a business that's not making money. All right. Oh yeah, I am going to be applying for grants. I'm not really worried about the higher ups and the powers that be at this moment. I know that sounds incredibly douchebag, but I think in these times it's important for people who have privilege to do as much as possible with that privilege on behalf of others as well. So remember, this isn't just about you. Again, this is about creating spaces and businesses and projects and communities and support systems, not just for you but for others, and using that privilege that we have while we have it to establish those things and make them happen. All right? So, I just answered a whole lot of my own problems and questions. But okay, I hope this was helpful. Whatever it is you want to do, think about how to do it mobile. While also remembering that checkpoints are probably going to be going up. I wouldn't say right away, but I would say that's probably going to be part of our reality. This admin is putting everything back on the states, so it's probably going to come up. It's already coming up with like the Roe v. Wade and stuff is like women traveling state lines is already being watched, right? So, think about how you can build a business model. You have the hiccups. What is that? Is that candy? Oh my gosh, are you a baby bird? I'm not taking that out of your mouth with my mouth. Okay. Thank you so much. Anyway. So, also in the same, whatever investments you can do with your tax money, think about blackouts. Think about the materials you need, the tools you need for business. Think about the what ifs or what whens, I should say. There's been tons of talk about internet blockages, the electrical grid going down. So if we're only reliant on technology, that's going to impact us if and when that happens, right? So again, mobile business model, not only just being like you can like pick up and move your business to a different location, but also the things that you need to make it happen. And thinking about the ways, like I really was going to start a nonprofit last year, and now he's going to extract all this funding from nonprofits, or it's already been done. I was really going to start doing grants, and now they're like, oh, women can't get grants. Bitch, the fuck? And also on that, I just want you to know that I think I started this thought and I never finished it. There's not just federal funding grants, there's lots of foundations and other nonprofits or, philanthropies that are not associated with the federal government that you can still receive money from. And I just did a Google search yesterday or the other day because I was looking for grants for women, and there's this Amber grant, and it's like $10,000 a month. They award $10,000 a month to a woman-owned business, but the money that's available is in the billions. So, remember, if you are going to, and mostly saying this for myself, if you are going to apply for grants, it's kind of one of the hope for the best, expect the worst situations, because especially now with the limited funds that are going to be available, there are going to be, thank you. What do you want me to do with this? Love you. Oh, I love you. There are going to be more people in competition, so get a leg up on it. Creating a website or a LLC, for me it was really easy. Arizona's really organized on this front. It was just like a website and a fee. So again, the most important thing is your business name, what you want to be called, what you want to do. Think about a mission and a vision before really applying for your LLC. Think about if you want anyone else to be involved in it, or if you want to be a sole proprietor or whatever. But honestly, like, tons of rich people have started LLCs and been really lucrative. So I'm not there yet, but I will be. Again, it's a matter of doing things that I wish someone else could do for me. So again, if you haven't watched the Procrastination and Perfectionism, that's kind of where I am in my grant writing. So yeah, I don't even think I've applied for a grant on my own. I might as well just get it over with, apply for it, get the denial letter so I am like over that hump, right? So whatever hump you need to get over, do it. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Happy birthday to Bob Marley. Peace.